Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Heiko Shaves. Another day, another shave. We are going to try out another adjustable razor today, and we want to find out if it can be used as a daily driver. We already looked at the Rex Ambassador, which is still sitting here, and we found out that at its lowest setting, it can definitely serve as a daily driver. It is a little bit more aggressive than some other milder razors that you might have heard about. The Mercure 34C, for example, some of those milder, easy to use, beginner friendly razors. The Ambassador definitely has a little bit more blade feel. And then we tried out the Pearl Flexi here. And about the Pearl Flexi, I have a little bit of some news. I got in touch with Pearl Shaving in India, and they asked me, so what is the problem? They kind of sounded like as if they were pretending not to know what the issue is, but I made a short little YouTube video for them, unlisted, just sent it to them, gave them an invoice. I bought it through the Pearl Shaving US store on Amazon, so it's their own vendor, so to speak. And I explained the situation. Then a few days went by, didn't hear anything. Then I sent him another email. Hey, do you guys have any questions, any feedback for me? And then I immediately, like an hour later, got a response saying, oh yeah, you're gonna get a new one. We're gonna send you a replacement. Hasn't arrived yet. That just happened yesterday. So we will see how this is all gonna play out. And then the other question will be, is the new one gonna be any better than the one we have? Well, side note, there's going to be a shorts video coming out, probably a day after this video here. And yeah, just look out for that shorts video about the Pearl Flexi, and then you will know what I'm talking about right now. I'm not going to say more about this. The adjustable razor that we're going to try out today is also not a vintage. I love me some vintage razors, the Gillette Slim and the Gillette Fat Boy and the super adjustable. And we're eventually going to get there and just shave with them and have fun with them and enjoy them. Today we're going to look at the Yaqi The Final Cut is the name, The Final Cut. This has been also, I guess, a clone of some sort of the vintage Gibbs. It might have taken some inspiration from the Rex Ambassador as well, even though you can clearly see design-wise they are different. The top cap looks different. Everything is a little different, So they might have taken their own route a little bit. Taken some inspiration from all over the place. This is mostly zinc alloy, cast zinc alloy. You can see somehow here in the light the rough surface there. Definitely not as well machined, not even as well machined as the Flexi. Just to give you a comparison price wise, we're talking about $295 for the Rex Ambassador, about $80 for the Pearl Flexi, and now we're in the $30 range, $30 for the Yaqi The Final Cut. That's the full name of this thing. They have come out with a full brass version of this recently. That's about $120. And I've heard that there is the Yaki Ultima, which is a stainless steel version of this. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get my hands on it. I haven't even been able to find it on AliExpress. I contacted the Yaki store and they told me that they're currently sold out. So this is July 2023. So this might change. Maybe one day I will have a Yaki Ultima stainless steel to try out. This will be the last one of this series, a modern adjustable, trying to see if they are usable as a daily driver. I don't have a Rockwell T2. Would like to try it out. So if Rockwell is watching, hey Rockwell, if you want to send me over a T2 just to try out, you can get it back afterwards. That would be great. It's just a matter of fact. You can't buy every single razor out there. But let's stop the rambling. You guys look for that shorts coming out one day after this video. And now we're gonna get shaving with this thing. So before we do anything else, let's put some pre-shave on. I'll wet my face real quick here. This is about 2-day growth. After my last shave with a Pearl Flexi, I had to let things heal up a little bit. I had a few little nicks, little irritation down here, and it definitely has to do with the misalignment of the head on the Pearl Flexi. I blame it on them and I stick to it. So I was pretty irritated and pretty, I was wounded in battle. So now we're going to use my favorite Praso pre-shave here. The good stuff, the mentholated stuff. Let's put that on before we do anything else, so it has a second or two to soak in, do its thing. And then I'm going to introduce all the other things that we're going to be using. All right, get that off my hand. We are going to use KIKC synthetic $10 brush. Does a great job. I think it's a 24mm knot, if I'm not completely mistaken. All synthetic. Enough backbone for lathering in your face. That's always good. We're going to use Cremo shave cream. And this is supposed to be a non-brush lathering shaving cream. But I've noticed if you put it in a lathering bowl like this one, it actually does a really good job lathering up and getting nice and foamy. So we're going to use it in a bowl and then a little bit, face lather as well. As our alcohol-based aftershave to really close up the pores, we're going to use the Old Spice. I just bought that the other day. Classic. I've not ever used this. I like the scent. We'll see how it smells on Heiko. And then I also bought just recently this thing here. It's made by Colgate Palm Olive. So the same company that makes that stuff here. $2.75. It's a aftershave skin conditioner. So it's kind of a balm, kind of a creamy consistency, pretty mild scent. So it really complements the Palm Olive Classic shaving cream. So if we would combine this would go well together, but we're going to use it after the fact. And of course the blade we're going to be using is a brand new Wilkinson sword. I have so many one-time use blades sitting here. I just want to give a new razor the chance to make a good first impression and use a fresh blade. It's a two-piece design. The knob down here, just like on the Rex or on the Flexi, top comes off. We haven't talked about the adjuster yet. The adjuster is exactly the same, goes 1 to 6. You can turn it a little further so it get actually 1 to 6 and then another 1 and 2, so we can turn it to 8. You can see this is the guard or the bottom plate, and this is where the blade will be sitting on and clamped between the top here and this. And as I turn the adjuster, that gap gets smaller and smaller. And surprise, surprise, even though this is made much more cheaply, this is all cast material here, cast zinc alloy. There doesn't seem to be any alignment issues. So Yaki can make a $28 or $30 razor. That's all cast material and chromed. And they have no problem with the alignment here, apparently. Whereas the $80 Pearl Flexi, even the V12 that I have, which is the version 12, or is it just the 12th batch that they have been making, still has the alignment issues. But look for that shorts. I might have an idea what to do with this. All right, and we're just putting it together like this. I put a drop of water on the blade that holds it in place, and then you clamp it down. It doesn't have any alignment marks here, left or right, so it doesn't matter which way you put the top back on. Unfortunately, the handle is screwed onto the top here. They didn't put any thread locker on there, so if I turn the adjuster too hard, then the handle might come off. So that's very unfortunate, but it's okay, it works. And yeah, we're good to go. We're gonna put it at a 1 for now. So blade is in there, blade alignment looks good, and no problem with the angles either. So that's good. So let's put some Cremo in my foldable bowl from Sterling Soap Company. If you want to check it out, I think it was $6. Let's get the brush wet. No pre-soak necessary with a synthetic brush. Squeeze out some of the water, and then we're just going to get lathering here in the bowl. I have another little container here with water, so we can pick up some more water for the lather. I haven't used the Cremo in a while. Don't even remember the scent. It's very fruity. Yeah, very fruity. It almost smells like oranges or lemon. Lathers up pretty well in here. I'll speed this up in the video again, okay? Alrighty guys, this is what we look like here. It looks very nice, well hydrated. Once we put it in my face here, I think we can take a little bit more water. Alright, let's get started. Let's see how this non-brush cream holds up to the lathering in a bowl. It's very foamy. It's not as creamy as some of the other soaps and creams we have used in the past. So it's a little on the thinner consistency, I would say. Let's see if it does the trick. I guess if you do a non-bowl, non-brush lather with this stuff, it's going to be much thicker. And by bowl lathering it, you are thinning it out, I guess that's what it is. Yep, that's not very good. It's kind of collapsing. How about we just add some straight on my face? Like a cream, and now just go over it a little bit with a brush. Okay, I think that's all we're gonna get here today. We made it a little bit more creamy by adding some cream right onto my face. We're set at a 1. We haven't weighed it yet. Let's weigh it with a blade. 81 grams. I think I weighed it the other day without the blade. It's about 80 or 79 point something. All right, let's do it. Find the angle. Oh yeah. So at a setting 1, you get feedback from the blade. It feels pretty good. At a setting 1, it's mild enough, but still shaves. It doesn't just glide around. It doesn't do anything. So let's turn this up to, let's say 2. I just want to see what the adjustment does, how quickly it gets too aggressive for a daily shave. There's absolutely no alignment issue. So let's do the other side with a 2. Oh yeah, that's acceptable. I can tell that it got a little bit more aggressive, if you want to say that. But not excessively so. So I would almost feel confident that I could run this at a 3. Let's do it at a 3. Yeah, the 3 immediately goes up a step too far. Very much blade feel, very aggressive suddenly. So we're back down to a little bit below a 2. That seems to be a good compromise there. Yeah, so far I'm pretty pleased, considering that this thing is a adjustable razor, completely made out of, inexpensive zinc. I don't know if maybe the handle, the knurled portion of the handle is maybe a brass piece. I can't tell. Has a good weight to it. It's fairly front heavy or head heavy, but that's good enough. Let's rinse this off and do a first inspection. So here I'm really smooth already. My neck, of course, with the grain, it's still pretty rough, but it seems to be fairly efficient, even at those low settings. Hey guys, I'm in the process of editing and I just noticed that I didn't give you the German word of the day. Let's make it 3 words. The final cut, der letzte Schnitt. The final cut, der letzte Schnitt. So 3 words in English, 3 words in German. Pretty simple, right? All right, wet face. Now we're just going to follow the Cremo instructions. It says to use a almond size dollop and massage that into your face until a lather forms. I don't know. I don't seem to be able to form any lather. I can cream it on like a face cream. Well, let's see how it does. Since we're already in the second pass, we don't need to go all that aggressive anymore. So we can turn it down to, let's do a 1.5 roughly. Blades clean. And we're gonna do a cross. Yeah, very nice. The ends of the blade are covered. They have the square edges, which is always a little bit of a disadvantage. The edge of the blade is pretty far away from the edge of the razor this way. And so if you're going sideways across the grain under your nose, you can't really get all that close, but we're gonna make it work. It's not very tall, not very bulky, so you can get under your nose like this. Mm-hmm. Oh, looks like I cut myself. I didn't even notice that. So it's so smooth that you can nick yourself without any problems. Yeah, that's what I really appreciate on the Rex and also on the Flexi is the rounded off corners. Good. Good. Not bad, guys, not bad. Fully adjustable, functions in principle just like the $300 Rex Ambassador or the $80 Pearl Flexi. It's just made more cheaply, made in China, out of cast material rather than billet anything, billet brass or billet stainless. This feels really good. It does a really good job. So, I mean, you would totally get away with just doing 2 passes. I might want to try to go more aggressive and with the grain on my neck and see what that does. So let's do a 3rd pass just because we can. With a Yaqi The Final Cut. The cheapest adjustable razor here in our lineup. Actually, that's not correct. Right over here, see that little chrome piece? That's a $9 razor from AliExpress. We already shaved with it once. It had some alignment issues. The doors don't close evenly. It's definitely cheaply made. It's not as well fitting and well built as the Yaki. Yeah, this lathering on my face without a brush. It's not great, but I think it provides enough slickness. Not much cushion, not much bouncy cushioness. All right, let's do across the grain the other direction. We're still at a 1.5. Mm-hmm. For a $28 plus shipping, so let's call it $30 razor from AliExpress, that if you turn it down to a 1 is actually mild. It's a mild but efficient razor. It's a good starting point for anyone who wants to try out double-edged shaving. Let's freshen up the lather here at the bottom. It seems to be a little dried up. All right, so now we're going to turn this up to a 2.5. Have it all clean. Get my Adam's apple out of the way and try to clean this up a little more down here. All right, let's wash this off cold. Feels good. I think we only get one little nick down here. That's just where my Adam's apple probably got in the way a little bit. Forgot to do the swallowing trick. But yeah, overall, cheapest of the bunch so far. Significantly cheaper than the Rex Ambassador. And of course it's cloning or copying someone. It feels like pretty slick, even though it has good knurling on it. Even just with wet hands, I don't even have soap on my fingers, just a little moisture on my fingers. It's pretty slick. That's kind of interesting because the Flexi, I can dip into water and it's pretty good. And then the Rex, that knurling is just second to none. This is, you know, non-slip. Very good. But overall, Yaki pretty good. Let's do the aftershave and see how my skin... No, let's do alum block real quick. Just where I have the nick down there. Get it wet. Oh, wash that off maybe a little bit. Oh, I have another one. Didn't even notice that. I see some of the other guys, Kevy shaves. He puts the razor at top setting and just goes for it. If I would do that, I would probably bleed out. A little bit of alum we're just gonna leave on the skin. Grab some Old Spice. Oh yeah. The scent, you guys probably all know Old Spice. This is the first time for me using it. Is pretty intense right out of the bottle, but it fades pretty quickly. And it's one of those, you know, classic aftershave scents that you probably have smelled before, like an older gentleman in front of you in the supermarket. And yeah, smells good. Smells good. I don't know if I would use it every day. I can do Parasso Green every day because I really like the scent. And this one is a little bit too powdery, a little bit too perfumey for me. I like the mentholated smells and that kind of stuff. And this one here is a little too, you know, businessman smell. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. But for the occasional vintage shave that you want to find a scent that's as old as the razor that you're using, this is probably a great choice. And now we're gonna grab the Colgate Palm Olive AFTA by Menon or Menon. Don't know. I don't know. Do we need to shake this? Maybe. Has a pretty creamy consistency. It's kind of a mix of a balm and a gel, kind of gel consistency. And we're just gonna rub this in. This has kind of a generic, like a body lotion kind of smell to it. So it's pretty easy going. You can use that every day. Put that in your face without having kind of a scent that's a statement. Yeah, I think after the pretty intense Old Spice, this After kind of tones it down and makes it more palatable for some people. Try this out. Really inexpensive. $2.79 at Walmart yesterday. So try it out. Give it a whirl. Very nice. All right. So we have tried the Rex, we have tried the Flexi, and now we have tried the cheapest of the bunch, the Yaki. Sorry, there was still some cream on there. Gotta say, not bad. I will have to, here, let me show you what I was talking about earlier, that the handle kind of falls off. The Rex and the Flexi, they come assembled and they use some sort of thread locker. This one here. On the other hand, I tighten up by hand so it doesn't fall apart, but where the head separates from the handle, that thread, that needs a drop off Loctite, thread locker, and this one didn't have any at all. And we're done with the Yaki. I like it. I like it for sure. This is so inexpensive. You know, once it starts looking ugly, they have it in a few different finishes. I think there's a bright chrome. Is there a satin finish? I'm not sure. Forgot. But you can have multiples of those if you like. And we're also going to try a 3-piece made by Yaki just to see what it's like. This is an open comb. I've not shaved with an open comb yet. This is going to be the first one. Or the Mercure 41C I have. That needs to be tried out as well. So look for all those videos. Let me know what you think about the Yaki down below. Comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.